And tonight's game may be won or lost on that front line, Smitty. What makes for an effective front court tandem, do you think?
I think, first of all, if that tandem can switch on pick and rolls, that tandem can shoot the basketball and also make plays somewhat like a guard. But the biggest thing is if they can rebound and able to guard smaller guys, this will make them great.
Interesting. Clock at 6. And the rejection by Jackson. Here's Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
Barnes making up his mind early. He was going straight to the rack there. Gotta love how aggressive he is.
Lowry inside the line. And it's Adebayo in the corner. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That is his first foul of the game. And they double up Paul. And stolen by Siakam. Stolen by Jackson. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Paul's running. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And that's going to happen. Paul recognizes the imbalance in the defense. Delivers a perfect pass.
Now here is Lowry. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And at this stage in Chris Paul's career, he relies on experience as much as athleticism in transition.
Back to Booker. Outside Lowry. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. And stolen by Barnes. Launches the three. Paul's shot is off. And stolen by Drummond. To the middle. Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Love what Drummond did on that play. Kept his eyes up, and he was being unselfish.
Banked in off the glass. Paul's got his second basket.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now you look at the former All-Star Andre Drummond and the way he rebounds, Greg. He might be the best in the league in that department.
I mean, few players in the history of the league can go off for 20-plus rebounds on any given night. Drummond's one of them. Attacks the glass on the offensive end so well. His offensive rebounding, for me, sets him apart.
Booker with no one around. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Oh, that's great awareness. That's a great pass. Credit Siakam and the work he's done to understand where everyone is in this offense.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And here's Lowry. Harrison Barnes getting it to go from deep. Left side Lowry. Booker right side. Over Drummond. Again, the miss by Booker.
I mean, he's staying aggressive, trying to regain his touch. But right now, he's hurting the team.
The 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. Harrison Barnes won a title in Golden State. Signs the big contract with Dallas, but yet to achieve the stardom that many predicted back in high school.
Greg, you look at Harrison Barnes. What's his best role?
I mean, Kevin, he's a hard worker, able to hit the spot-up three. Defensively, his strength gives him some versatility, just a solid contributor. And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
This is my type of approach. Get some high percentage looks. Then later, you can play inside out.
And Drummond throws it down.
So gifted. Drummond soars through the air, then explodes on the finish.
Pass to Booker. The fader. And again, Toronto no luck.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter. And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Now here's Booker. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
To halt the run. Again, the miss by Booker. Here's Cephalosha. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Siakam. You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
And that one hits back iron.
The struggle is real. He's been way off.
Ooh! That's how you attack. Wow.
Agree.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
The Raptors making a switch here. The Raptors' Nick Nurse winning an NBA title in his first season. Greg is an NBA head coach.
The first time a head coach who'd also helmed a team in a foreign league has won it. Nurse often reminisces fondly on those days coaching in Europe. And this summer he was entrusted with coaching the Canadian national team at the FIBA World Cup.
And the dunk by Len.
Can't be that easy for him. Gotta body him up down low.
And you have other methods as well. You could deny or you can just front the post.
It's stolen by McLemore. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. And if you're you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And guys, we've seen the Thunder really take control here.
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. Here's Connaughton. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Steve, we're seeing teams around the league putting up a lot of three-point shots. I'm sure you would have enjoyed playing in this era so much with that green light shooting three.
I would, Kevin. Getting a chance to shoot maybe 5 or 6 more three-point field goal attempts takes your numbers up. But I also think a lot of these teams are copycats. Everybody can't shoot the three. Work on your game and what's best for you.
Here's Joseph. The Thunder making the shot. And stolen by Harris. Pass to Pascal. Stolen by Len. Fast break Toronto. And it's Connaughton missing.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss. And I'm sure next time he sits down, coach is going to have a few choice words for him with that shot selection.
And you know what? He knows it. You have to try to play within the system or you're going to come away with empty possessions.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And really, the line a season ago was just a battle for him. Just about a 72% free throw shooter.
Now, here's Joseph. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Out to the right wing. Here's Connaughton. That three off the mark. The Thunder leading by 22.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Second shot opportunity. Here's Len. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake.
Oh, and just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley.
I got to say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Pass to Connaughton. The three. It's rebounded by McLemore.
I can see he's pressing a little now, trying desperately to help them shrink this deficit.
And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
Joseph, that's good.
The defense decides to gamble off him, and he cashes in.
It's stolen by Jones. Ball going up court. And that one's good from Connaughton. Connaughton's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The Thunder leading by 19. Now here is Cephalosha. That one's off, still out of sync.
Once he gets the ball there, you expect him to capitalize. That was a missed opportunity.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
A three from Barnes. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes. Raptors trail by 17. Inside. And stolen by Drummond. Cephalosha with it. Picked up by Joseph. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. To the paint. Now here's Paul. He's got 8.
The defense did their best, but sometimes it just does not matter to Barnes at all because he keeps his eyes on the rim at all times.
Pass to Connaughton. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. And that will be the middle game of this 3-game homestand. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the half. Offensive rebound. On the wing, Barnes. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaren Jackson. That's his first foul.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Back to Booker. Over Drummond. No good from Booker. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
And that's just a risky play. To make a heave like that, not worth it.
Here is Lowry. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
I see you.
Booker with it. Back to Lowry. He could go. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Oklahoma City, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And the Thunder with the possession here.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Lopez, no luck.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
And here's Booker from the arc. It doesn't go for him. And the Thunder going the other way now.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
The determination from Barnes. He never gives up on the offensive glass.
Siakam, right side. Booker outside. And stolen by Cephalosha. And here we go. Paul heading to the hoop. And it's sent back by Lopez.
And that is the length of Robin Lopez on display.
Nobody near Barnes. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Adebayo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, you love the energy that Bam Adebayo brings while he's on the floor. Great finisher who hustles nonstop. Really, the only question is how you match him up on the defensive end.
And the basket by Rozier.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. And those position questions you mentioned with Adebayo. A bit of a tweener in the post.
Yeah, he is. Adebayo has a game that is suited for a center. He attacks and stays close to the rim. But he's had a hard time matching up against some larger centers. And that's why we haven't seen more of him.
To the right side. Here's Pascal. Here's McLemore. Tipped away. And stolen by Kyle Lowry.
It all started with Lowry's steal. His ability to lock in and defend makes him special.
To the inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. A nice shot by Booker. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And the dunk by Booker.
A good find by Kyle Lowry. Doesn't always get enough credit for his vision.
Pass to McLemore. And stolen by Siakam. Devin Booker again.
Nice shot, DB.
Booker's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
And getting out in transition has been a big part of this run that they're on.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto last season, Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. And he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. After winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Smitty, here's an interesting question. Over the next 5 years, which player wins the most MVPs?
You know, I think it's Giannis. He's looking like the favorite right now because the way he's playing, he has a possibility to win the MVP now. And then I think also because of his age, he's the one guy. And also Anthony Davis could catch Giannis. He has that type of talent.
.158 left in the third. Pass to Adebayo. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Harris outside. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Harris has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Oklahoma City. Picked his pocket. And now here's Rozier, the fast break chance. Rebound by the Raptors. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Booker looking around. Shot clock at 5. Back to Joseph. From the arc. Chandler with the rebound. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
For 3, Harris. Doesn't go that time.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Defensively, it's hard to account for everything. They gambled off him, and it worked.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Seven-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to Pascal. Len grabs the board.
Woo, that's just a case of bad defense and even worse offense. Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
Now Rozier. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Pascal. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. And there's another turnover by the Raptors. Stolen by Joseph. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder holding it. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Toronto with the ball. Len high post. Chandler comes with the double team. That one goes in. 6 points for Alex Len.
Great timing. That can be the difference between an assist and a turnover.
Len grabs the board. And so it's Joseph with it. He'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. No good from Connaughton.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
And for the Thunder, one of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Pass to Len. From 11 feet away. That one's not going to go. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Chandler outside. Here's Pascal. It's tipped. Just 5 on the clock. Down low. Chandler. Off with the layup. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
No good from Booker. On offense, here are the Thunder. The offensive rebound. Lowry has the open look. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Lowry's got his first basket.
That's a well-designed play and great execution. Lowry's one of your better scorers. Get him a shot within the flow of the offense. What a turnaround for him since the half. More aggressive and more effective.
And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game. And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided. Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
And here's Harris from the arc. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Here's Booker. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Steve, let me ask you what's better for a young player's development. Being on a worse team getting more minutes or being on a good team and getting fewer minutes?
You know, I think always getting a chance Kevin, to play minutes is best for a younger guy. But if it's hurting the team, you don't want to see the coaching staff playing these younger guys just to get the one guy ready. I think you still have to think about the team. You have to have guys earn minutes, whether they're a rookie, whether they're a veteran or not, and I think that's better for young teams. I don't know what Coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
Fires from deep. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. 24 points for Devin Booker.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
To the middle. Here's Jackson.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Great activity at both ends. Great teamwork as well.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Trying to get open is Len.
It's amazing Drummond doesn't block more shots. He has a 9-foot standing reach.
There's the lob to Jackson. It's stolen by Adebayo. Pass to Booker. Lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Here's Barnes. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
They need to keep getting the ball to Barnes. When he's got the hot hand, he's a very difficult player to slow down.
For three, Booker. Here's Len. Takes the three. Hits the three-point bomb. Booker's got 27 points.
To stretch out the defense, you just need enough guys on the floor who can make that shot.
And it's the Raptors ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Siakam, good.
Strong finish. Siakam with great balance, able to complete the play through contact.
Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
Pass to Lowry. 4 on the shot clock. The Raptors need to get a shot up. Good. And a nice assist from Booker. Lowry's got 5 points now in the quarter.
That's just smart work from Lowry. Didn't panic there.
The kick out to Barnes. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. And the Thunder lead by 15.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Thunder.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief two-game.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Barnes.
What was impressive to me, it felt like he made an impact in so many areas. Some of the effort won't show up in the stat sheet, but I noticed it.
And you gotta like that they found something positive here, something that maybe carry overs into the next game.
They put together some great possessions here at the end. It's a shame they could have used this run much earlier.
And this is what you like about his perimeter D. Never gave up and challenged the deep one.
You see some guys, they just mail it in. They don't go out and contest it. Not him. He's going to compete through the entire play.
Chris Paul, shooting 2.
And that one falls for Paul.
one of the game's best free throw shooter. Chris Paul is not a guy you like to foul.
Booker outside. Off target with that shot. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps. And